KYSR Los Angeles.
Proud parents to Woody, Gina, Greg, and Menace.
What up? It's the Woody Show.
And the best alt tunes daily.
Every morning.
We're Alt 98.7.
LA's new alternative.
Portions of this program were pre-recorded.
It is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The Woody Show. And we are into another new hour. Insensitivity training for a politically correct world. It's Wednesday morning. It's April the 9th, 2025.
Yeah.
What's good, everybody? It's
Hi.
The Woody Show. My name's Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
Boy.
Menace. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
There's Gina Grad.
Yeah.
Seabass is here.
Like what?
We got Sammy.
Morning.
Maury's taking your calls. Phones are open. 877-44-WOODY. That's 877-44-WOODY. Send us a text over to 22987. Today is National Library Outreach Day. As we mentioned, the holidays at the top of the show before the porn birthdays and that. But, so Gina has a game that we're going to play this hour. Will Menace and Woody know it? The subject, books.
Yeah.
Ooh, ready to crush.
ready to crush.
Yeah,
It's going to be
Two
too
brainiacs. Yeah.
Let's
Two
go.
brainiacs. Gonna see, and basically it's just classic books. You give us the plot or the premise, and we're supposed to say what book it is.
Yes, and these are very straightforward. These are there are no
Okay.
tricks, no.
Is there multiple choice?
No.
Oh.
Is there one
I mean, I
involving a
could.
cat and a hat?
Yeah.
It is a classic. That is a classic.
Yeah.
All right, so that's coming up this hour here on The Woody Show. Menace and I are actually in Dallas this morning doing the show here. We have some station events for our Dallas affiliate, 97.1 The Eagle. So if you know people in Dallas-Fort Worth, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, make sure you let them know that The Woody Show's on in Dallas. And for everybody in DFW, what up?
Hi.
We out here.
Love it here.
Anyway, so we had to come in yesterday, and getting here was a pain in the ass. Because we had a flight, and we're sitting there in the gate area. And by the way, there's a picture that goes along with this. It was posted on our Instagram. I posted it, and I said, so there's a story about this. We'll share it with you in the morning. And it's Menace and I standing in front of a plane, which I'll explain. So we get to the airport, and everything seems to be on time. They got the people in the wheelchairs kind of lined up by where they take the tickets and wheel them up to the plane and stuff. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, there's a bunch of medical personnel
Oh.
for the people getting off the plane.
Firefighters, ambulance.
Oh, wow.
everything.
Yes, a bunch of stuff. So anyway, there was a person that had some kind of medical thing, and the guy walked off the plane, and then they put him on a stretcher once he got down to like the ramp area, and then they took him away, and they go, ladies and gentlemen, there was a medical issue, so we're just going through a couple things, and then just a couple minutes, and then we'll be on our way. I'm like, okay, cool. We're still sitting in the terminal at this point. And then they came on, they go, well, the person who had the medical issue on the plane used the plane's supply of oxygen. You know, they keep like a couple for, put the little nose thing
Right,
so you
yeah.
can breathe better. So I guess he burned through a bunch of that on the flight. So they had to replace those before we were able to board and then leave.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So that sounds like it should take 2 minutes.
Right.
2
Yeah,
minutes.
Easy.
Then they come back and they go, well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have oxygen for the plane. However, the oxygen tanks are not for this particular aircraft. It's a different size.
Oh, Lord.
So for the size that we need for this aircraft, they had to send somebody to another airport to go pick up they were going to drive from the Burbank airport to LAX.
Oh, wow. That'll that in time.
In the middle of the day, drive and go pick up the tanks and then drive back. And I'm like, dude.
So 6 hour round trip.
So they go, it's going to be about 2, maybe 3 hours of delay.
No
I'm like,
way.
No.
You got to be effing
On
kidding
a
me.
perfect day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
You guys have helicopters and airplanes.
Right, like why are you're an airport? Why are you driving to another? By the way, why don't you have at least on? It could be they have those gas tanks in front of the gas stations or Home Depot or Walmart for your grill, like propane tanks.
Oh, right.
They don't have like 50 of them just lying around.
Right.
Yeah. Like you don't have to go to one. Like how about you just have like a community cage somewhere, like they set up. Cage of all this stuff like that could go to any airline, whoever needs it. You sign it out, and then that airline pays, whatever it is to, what tank exchange.
Yeah.
I think is what they call it, right? So no. So it's already a 2 to 3 hour delay. Then I see they say, oh, okay, well they bumped it another hour, and we weren't about to wait. The other Menace and I are already looking for other flights and other ways to make this happen, and they bump it again, and they start rebooking people on other flights. I go, Menace, this is either going to leave tonight, like very, very late, but I don't think they're going to fly this plane. If they're taking all the people off this plane, they're not going to fly it empty.
Yeah, it looked like the entire plane was trying to rebook.
Yeah, so they're not going to fly it empty. This is going to end up getting canceled. Well, it got delayed till this morning. So the flight would have still not left as of right now. We would have still been waiting there. Now the question is the guy who I was sitting next to in the airport, is he still waiting there? So I'm sitting in the gate area, and right on my right next to me, is Stanley from The Office.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Leslie, I forgot his real name.
Leslie, Dave, what's his name?
David Baker, yes. He just
David Baker, yeah.
Leslie David Baker. And, I mean, dude, and it is Stanley. I mean, he's sitting there.
To a T.
He's frumped over. He's like, he's leaning back, but his face is forward. He's got the pouty, like,
Is he wearing a suit and reading a newspaper?
He did have, like, some kind of, like, tweed jacket that was, like, over his carry-on bag. So, I mean, he looked like he just came off the set of The Office.
Yeah, he just did a TV appearance.
He did?
Yeah, I saw that.
So, and he's just scrolling on his phone, and I didn't bother him the entire time. In fact, I wasn't even sure it was actually him, because I said, he looks really like Stanley from The Office. I said, Menace, is that him? He goes, oh, yeah, that's definitely him. So we're sitting there, didn't say anything to him. I ended up booking, it's going to sound douchey, but I booked a jet.
Hell yeah,
I'm like,
bro.
Noise.
We got to get out of here. So we had to leave the airport that we were at, go about 15 minutes to a smaller airport, catch a jet there to Dallas, and I call him Stanley. I tapped him on the knee, and I go, yo, man, I just booked us a plane. I said, so if you want to go, I said, I don't know if you need to go to DFW, but we're going to Love Field. Not that big of a difference. It'll get you to Dallas. He's like, oh, man, I really appreciate it.
Must be nice.
So anyway, he goes, but I got somebody picking me up at DFW, and I'm like, oh my god, it was just fun. It was funny talking. It was funny talking to Stanley, right?
Yeah.
Because it sounded like getting right off the TV show. But
And we're like, are you sure?
are you sure? Are you positive?
Did he think
Menace wished him a happy pretzel day.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because
funny.
I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the TV appearance. I was scrolling through my phone right as we were talking to him, and Kit Hoover, who's an entertainment reporter, just posted a photo with him for National Pretzel Day. And I go, well, happy pretzel day,
Happy
man.
pretzel day.
Did he laugh, I hope?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, he was very nice. He was very cool. And then anyway, so we got to the plane, we took off, got here in great time, and as we were sitting there last night having a drink before we nodded off to bed,
Nice.
we're like, Stanley, you done effed up.
Yeah. Messed up.
You done effed up, Stanley.
Maybe he thought you weren't being for real.
Oh, well, so that's why I posted the picture, and then we tagged him in it.
Yeah. Too late.
Because I know he's on Instagram, because that's all he was doing while he was sitting right next to me. He was just on Insta, and he would like be laughing to himself.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you still are a
And then-
stranger, though.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah. But then
a really nice
I
offer, though.
looked.
Yeah, it
I
is.
looked through Instagram. I'm like, there has to be somebody in common that we know, like somebody that he follows,
right,
that we follow,
yeah.
whatever. So I looked, and the only person that we had in common that he followed and we followed was the comedian Lunel, who she was in
Love her.
Borat, Dave Chappelle, producer special. She was just in the news for giving Pete Davidson a hard time, saying, I don't get why you get all these chicks,
Yeah.
to his face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was on the John Mulaney show. Super funny. So I reached out to her, and I sent her a picture of us inside the plane and said, hey. Tell Stanley
That he messed up.
That he effed up.
Yeah.
And
like-
then she hit me back.
So random.
Now, do you know
Yeah.
he did have an event? Did he tell you about Stanley from The Office's event that is supposed to be tonight?
Oh, really?
He's at
Okay,
the
well.
University of North Texas in Denton. It's an evening with
Okay.
So he still has time.
from their
but he
fine
could've
arts
been-
series.
He's probably
Could've
still
You
been
guys should
right
go
here.
see him.
Yeah.
That's probably the person who was going to pick him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so Lunel, but Lunel was in Borat.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw Borat, and if you look up Lunel, and you'll know exactly who she was.
Oh,
in Borat.
yeah.
Yeah, she is the funniest.
Yeah,
And
she's
she's
really
on
funny.
Hacks. Hello.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
she's on Hacks. Yeah,
Great
she,
stand-up.
so she sent this message to Menace.
Hi, Menace. Well, I don't know him. I just follow him, so I can't let him know. But you wouldn't have to ask me twice, I'll tell you that.
Disconnect.
Oh, no.
There's no call for that kind of language, laddie.
Vulgar and abusive language. That's an automatic disconnect.
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
I'll have to ask her twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
She'd be right on it.
You can check.
Yeah.
I think Linnell does weekends at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in
She
Vegas.
does.
Yeah,
Oh,
I-
really?
I went
Yeah.
there with a friend recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is the best.
Yeah, so that was our story. We were trying to hook up Stanley, and Stanley done messed up. I think he's probably still sitting at the airport.
Poor Stanley.
Because he
Probably.
also didn't really seem all that interested in standing up and walking anywhere.
Yeah.
You guys share that?
Right?
Yeah.
Because he looked really comfortable, and there was a couple times it looked like he was going to get up, and then he just sat back down. He was.
Get it.
So he's very much that character.
Well, this is his life now, is the convention and I guess speaking at small universities.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Dave
Yeah,
Keckner does that too. Does like the office trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Anyway, so that was our little adventure.
Quite an
And now we
adventure.
learned about the dumb oxygen situation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
How about
It's
some
like-
spare tanks, airports?
You know, they do that too. There'll be like fire extinguishers on board. I had this happen to me one time where the flight got delayed 4 hours because the fire extinguisher didn't have a sticker that was supposed to be on it.
Oh no.
And you can't just have anybody make sure that the fire extinguisher is there and not, I guess, expired or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to have a particular company come out
To
who's
put
not
the
on,
sticker on?
and who is not on airport property. So you have to call them out to the airport, get them to the plane, so they can just take a quick look at this fire extinguisher and then put the proper sticker on it.
Or a sticker.
And that's it. And
Which
so
your daughter could handle.
Exactly.
yeah. So the flight was, you can't just have. How about this? How about have a few extra fire extinguishers that are already ready to go? So if you have a situation like that, you swap it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
You
hard
swap-
is that?
They can have
Yeah.
the sticker already.
It's
even.
called
You
being prepared.
Yeah, you undo the little clip, right? And you take that one that's missing the sticker that you need, and you put the one that has the sticker that's all checked out and ready to go, and then you get the hell on the way.
Mhm.
But no, it was hours of delay.
This is so
they
stupid.
can get somebody out there.
I know.
Oh my
So
good
stupid.
God.
I don't know if it's the case with every airline, but I have a friend who's a flight attendant, and you can't start boarding the plane until the entire crew is there. So if you have 4 flight attendants, let's say one is running 10 minutes late, you got to wait
Yeah.
to even board until all 4 are on board. How dumb.
Yeah. So stupid.
You can change these policies.
Yeah. And then messes up their other schedules because that plane is going to go somewhere else after
yeah.
you get to wherever you're going.
Everyone's screwed for the rest
Well,
of
now
the day.
that you're a pilot, Woody, you can start to make these changes.
I know.
Yeah, just
Oh.
hop in front.
A
Yeah.
flight's change.
Yeah, I did think about that. I'm like, you know what? If I had my license at that point, we could have just gone somewhere and like rented a plane.
I know.
Could have flown here
Coulda, shoulda.
ourselves.
Menace,
Yeah.
would you have been down for that?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean,
Or
I
you
would
coulda walked,
prefer.
Menace.
I would prefer the plane that he's training on.
Oh yeah, well, just
Yeah.
exactly what we would get
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
parachute.
Because
he likes the parachute idea.
the parachute
Sure.
plane.
It helps.
Yeah, 877-44 Woody. You can hit us up with a text over to 22987. We're gonna take the break. We'll come back. Like I mentioned, it's National Library Outreach Day, and Gina Grad has a little game for us.
Yep.
Will Menace and Woody know it? Books, the subject. Classic books.
Yep.
I'm going
Which
with no.
We should know.
You should know.
I can guarantee we won't know them all. Or I'm wondering how many we will know.
I'd
I'm
like to think a
crushing
lot.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll find
So
out.
many.
Coming up next here on the Woody Show. Hang on.
I feel sick. I got diarrhea. My mouth is dry.
The Woody Show. Alt 98.7. LA's new